Take a second to listen to the voice in your head. Most of us assume that this inner monologue represents our true self, the conscious author making every decision in our lives. But your biology often operates on a different schedule. If someone throws a ball at your face, you find yourself ducking before the thought of a ball even registers. Your body acts, your awareness arrives later. This reflex is easy to accept as a survival shortcut. But neuroscience suggests this same lag exists in our most complex high-level choices. Research indicates that the subjective feeling of will, that sense that you just decided to reach for a glass of water, is often a post-event story written by the brain to explain an action it already initiated. In the 1980s, neuroscientist Benjamin Libet set out to time this gap between action and awareness. He monitored the brain activity of participants who were told to move their fingers whenever they felt a spontaneous urge. We can see the results on this timeline. This marker indicates the exact millisecond the participant reported having conscious intent to move. But look at the preceding electrical spike. The brain shows clear signs of preparing for movement hundreds of milliseconds earlier. If your neurological systems are already in motion before you become aware of them, it raises a difficult question. Who is actually in the driver's seat? This delay exists because the brain operates as a prediction machine. To keep us alive in an unpredictable world, it prioritizes rapid guesses over the slow processing of objective truth. You can find physical evidence of this in your own eyes. This diagram shows where the optic nerve connects to the retina. This area has no light receptors, creating a permanent blind spot. You don't see two black holes because the brain paints over the gap using its best guess. This process happens with every color, sound, and memory you experience. Neuroscientists often call our perception a controlled hallucination, a world constructed from the inside out to help us navigate reality safely. The brain applies this same predictive editing to our emotions and thoughts. It scans the environment for threats and generates feelings to prepare us for action. However, our biology is currently experiencing an evolutionary mismatch. Modern society transformed in a few centuries, while our survival hardware takes millennia to catch up. Thousands of years ago, a rustle in these four shadows meant certain death. Today, that same ancient alarm system reacts to a critical email or a social snub with the same intensity it used for a physical predator. Thoughts like "I'm failing" are the output of a system over-predicting danger to ensure you aren't cast out from the tribe. It is survival software running a program that no longer fits the environment. When we treat these automated predictions as absolute truth, we stay trapped in a state of high alert meant for a world of physical predators, not modern stress. This realization challenges the idea of a self, a permanent, fixed identity that stays the same throughout your life. Instead, different brain regions, some logical, some impulsive, constantly compete for influence. Your choices and even your personality shift depending on your environment, levels of stress, and your biological state. Identity is better understood as a continuous process, a rolling update of data and habits rather than a finished statue. While it's true that awareness arrives late to the decision-making process, that delay provides us with our only real point of leverage. Awareness allows us to observe the brain's best guesses and decide how to react to them. This brings us to neuroplasticity. The brain is physically capable of changing its structure based on the information it receives. While your conscious mind may be a passenger, it is a passenger that can choose which data to feed back into the system. By noticing the gap between a thought and your reaction, you provide the brain with new information to use for its next prediction. This diagram represents that feedback loop. When you intentionally shift your attention or build new habits, you are forcing the system to rewire. The thick, automatic pathways of the past begin to fade, and new patterns solidify in their place. You may not be the immediate author of every thought, but you can influence the machine that creates them. By understanding the mechanics of your mind, you stop being a victim of its predictions and start becoming the architect of your own reality.